Shabbat Shalom everyone, I'm going to continue the series of the famous Shabbat stories that took place to influence people I've been relating over within regards to the Talmud, and today I'm concentrating on the great Rabbi Yisrael Meir Kagan, also that was popularly known as the Chafetz Chaim. So who was the Chafetz Chaim? He wrote the book within regards to guarding one's mouth when they speak, being careful what you hear, and all those different important things. He authored the book and many different books. He was a great tzaddik from Europe who passed away in 1933. So one time, it was told over, there was one time after he had passed away, around 30 years ago, someone from Florida, a rabbi from Florida, wanted to give a story over about the Chafetz Chaim, about the power of the Chafetz Chaim. And he didn't know the full story necessarily, but said it to a big audience of a lot of students there, a lot of from his congregation, and got up and spoke. And he said, one time the Chafetz Chaim, he had a yeshiva in Europe, and there was a lot of very pious students over there. However, one student was caught on Shabbat smoking a cigarette, which obviously is being Mechalel Shabbat, and did it in public. So it was Mechalel Shabbat B'far Hesia, in public. So instead of kicking him out, out of the yeshiva or whatever it might be, maybe some people might have taken that tough approach, he wanted the student to come there to speak to him, to speak to the student. He didn't want to send him out. He obviously cares about his soul and everything else and wants him to do teshuva. So he came, and the student came to the house and visited him. And after 2 minutes, he left the house and he became religious. He went back on the derech and did full teshuva, full repentance for what he did. So no one ever knew what actually happened at that day. What did the Chafetz Chaim say to him? What did they do? But just that meeting, that 1 minute meeting where he was in the house of the Chafetz Chaim with Rabbi Yisrael Meir Kagan, it brought him to do teshuva, and he fully repented and continued learning inside the yeshiva. So at the end of the story, in the congregation, everyone got up and they left the synagogue, and then one old man at the time stayed inside the synagogue. The old man said at the time, you know what? He came to the rabbi of the congregation, that student was me. So the rabbi was startled and said, that was you? That was a student? This happened to you all those years ago? Yes, I was a yeshiva student all those years back in Europe, all those 50, 60, 70 years ago, whatever it might have been. So the rabbi in the congregation asked him, so what did the Chafetz Chaim say to you? Because everyone was perplexed. You know, what was the words? What was the magic he did? And so he turned around, the old man, and said, the Chafetz Chaim spoke to me. He brought me in the house and started crying. And he said, the holy Shabbat, Shabbat Kodesh, Shabbat, Shabbat. He was saying this, and the tears were coming out of the Chafetz Chaim's eyes, and it was rolling down, and it rolled down onto the person's hand, onto the student's hand at the time. And the tear was so hot at the time. He felt the tear, the water from his eyes, and inevitably he did teshuva. He saw, he's made the great rabbi, the Chafetz Chaim, cry. Look what he's made him do. And because of that, he did teshuva, full teshuva straight away, and went back into learning, and the rest was history. There was a very, very happy ending. So that's the power of Shabbat, how important it is to keep it, and that's the greatness of the Chafetz Chaim. A man of his stature was able to switch someone in seconds within regards to this. I'd like to dedicate this Refuah Shlema to Ruth Rachel Bat Margalit, who just gave birth a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. May she have full Refuah Shlema and be very healthy. Take care, have a great Shabbat.